Night has fallen over the Empire City. The mighty towers of commerce stand quiet and nearly empty. But a few avenues away, the city is just waking up. The night has come alive in the undisputed jazz capital of the world. All across New York, bandstands are on fire. From bebop to big band, from the avant-garde stage of the Knitting Factory to the cathedral of jazz clubs, the Village Vanguard, this is the sound of a jazz renaissance. The clubs are where jazz artists come to prove themselves, where their true characters are formed. New York has more jazz clubs now than at the height of 52nd Street. And the music in the clubs echoes the spirit of 52nd Street.
This is beautiful because young people have gone back to examine music that meant something. So they're back searching from the music of Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, or Bud Powell, or Monk, or whatever. Music that meant something instead of music that was just scattered, harum-scarum, didn't mean anything. So that's right, they've gone back to the basics to learn what is necessary to keep this music going forward.
That's Johnny Griffin, a bebop legend, one of the greatest living tenor saxophonists. And this is 27-year-old Jesse Davis, a great saxophonist in the making, who comes from New Orleans, the birthplace of jazz, who came to New York in 1987 with $200 and no work, just a dream to follow in the path of his hero, Charlie Parker, a man who couldn't stop struggling because he loves the music too much.
At the YMCA. You know, I stayed at a couple of sleazy hotels on the Upper West Side, and, you know, there were a couple of times I was like this close from being homeless. There's an evolution that has to take place. It's all about you as a person. You're called to the music. You have to have a special kind of understanding, not only of music, but of life.
Many a man has quit because this music is stronger than all of us.
Jesse Davis didn't quit. He steadily built an audience in small clubs and began to appear with major artists. With 3 CDs out and regular world tours, Jesse is now a major jazz force. Tonight he's so near, yet so far from where it all began for him, just 10 blocks up Broadway, at Augie's. Augie's is the jazz incubator, where many up-and-coming talents get their first steady gigs. Drummer Joe Farnsworth took over Jesse Davis's Friday-Saturday spot here 2 years ago. He hopes it will launch him like it did Jesse. This band spans 3 generations. That's John Orr on bass. And 70-year-old jazz giant Cecil Payne on alto sax.
A lot of people nowadays, younger people, don't have their own sound. They don't play, they play like other people. But Cecil's, you know, original guy. You're original, right?
Yeah, if you say so.
At Joe's age, Cecil Payne was helping invent bebop as part of Dizzy Gillespie's 40s big band. He played with the great Roy Eldridge and Count Basie. Now he comes to Augie's to pass his knowledge to this generation. Hargrove only discovered jazz 6 years ago when his Dallas high school principal loaned him his Clifford Brown records. Wynton Marsalis heard him at his school a year later and was floored. Then the great Dizzy Gillespie heard him and invited him to join his band for a week. His musical knowledge is breathtaking. His heart is full. And he tells a story in every song. It's for players like him that the term young lion was coined. But what about the artists between the young lions and the old masters who created the music?
It is unfortunate that there is a generation of musicians out there who have not received the attention that they should, the distance between Roy Hargrove and Dizzy Gillespie is 2 or 3 generations, and to imply that there hasn't been anything in that 2 or 3 generations is ridiculous.
John Hicks, Assiette, and Donald Harrison are just 3 members of the generation Wendy Cunningham is talking about. Her all-acoustic club, Bradley's, is the chamber music hall of jazz. Virtuosity is what counts between these dark walls, not name recognition. She also has the latest set in the city, 2 a.m., so other musicians make this their clubhouse, dropping by after their gigs end at the other clubs to relax and listen to friends like John Hicks. Too old to be a young lion, too young to be an old master. It is for extraordinary hands like these that this piano is tuned daily. John Hicks goes deep into the roots of jazz, the blues, and his fingers weave a tapestry of improvisation that will never be heard like this again.
We've taken a lot of criticism. You know, people have said that we're nothing but a bunch of neo-traditionalist players. What else is there? I mean, you have to learn, you know, it's back to the future effect. You have to go back in order to move ahead.
Sophisticated, emotional, live. Playing for people is where jazz was born and where it's being reborn. In that unexplainable, unattainable time between nightfall and the dawn.
That's when your character comes out.